Look, it's no secret that I'm a big fan of card sleeves. I've been using card sleeves for years, ever since I've started playing trading card games. I've done some crazy projects with card sleeves in the past. I've gotten my hands on a whole bunch of good ones, some not so good ones, and some weird ones. By the way, did you know that GameStop actually makes card sleeves? This is the GameStop brand card sleeves. They are really cheap and aggressively mediocre, and honestly probably worth your money if you're looking for something that's like really low on the dollar scale. Nevertheless, that's not what we're here to talk about, because I want to introduce to you what I believe to have found my favorite card sleeves on the market. I've tried things like katanas. By the way, katanas are very solid. These are, by the way, katanas, and they shuffle well, they feel good. It's kind of tough to find your favorite card sleeves, right? There's a lot that goes into it, right? There's build quality, so the durability of these card sleeves. There's the way a card fits in the actual sleeve itself, how much room there is on the top, how much room there is on the sides. In my opinion, the pointiness of the corners is a huge part of choosing good card sleeves. The edge feel, the shuffle sound, all of it goes into what makes, in your opinion and in my opinion, the best card sleeves. And katanas are pretty good, but I have brought to you, and I contend that I have found my favorite card sleeves that I've ever used before. And this video was going to be about one singular box of sleeves. It turns out that now I have to talk about three, because my favorite card sleeve maker, Dragon Shield, has one-upped themselves and then one-upped themselves again, and then well, probably two-upped themselves. We'll go with that. So I'm going to start with what I was going to make this video about before they sent me something that is just mind-blowing. I have these Dragon Shield dual matte sleeves. These are called Fury, and I've gotten a bunch of these dual matte sleeves over the years and tried them out, and I've really enjoyed them. This particular brand is one of the newer ones. It is the dual matte textured back. And these are just the really beautiful red ones. And I thought nothing of it. I thought, okay, these are just more of the same dual matte sleeves, and they're going to feel the same and shuffle the same. And I was wrong, because they have done something with these sleeves that I can't quite pin. I can't quite put my finger, well, I can, it's right there, I can put my finger on it, but I can't quite figure out what they've done. The back of this sleeve is ever so subtly different than the previous dual matte sleeves that I've come to know and thoroughly enjoy overall. I don't think, so the interesting thing about Dragon Shield is I use Dragon Shield for everything. I love Dragon Shield all the way up and down. It is my preferred brand of card sleeve, but that doesn't mean that they are perfect sleeves by any means. I actually look at the top of these Dragon Shield sleeves every time I use them, and I think to myself, what if there was just a tiny bit shaved off? And in fact, you can kind of compare this to one of the katana sleeves that I showed you a moment ago. You can see peeking out on the top just a subtle bit of the black from the Dragon Shield sleeve, which means that the katana sleeve is slightly shorter, just ever so slightly. Not enough to affect the card, kind of like an Ultra Pro sleeve. Not enough to affect the card coming out, but ever so slightly. Now, I don't mind it too terribly much. It does help you kind of get to the card and unsleeve it. I think it's totally fine. You do end up kind of smushing the top over time, but it hasn't really affected anything to this, point for any of my decks. But these sleeves, even with that top there, have just exceeded my expectations with regards to these dual mattes. Why? One, the shuffle feel. So I've used a lot of Dragon Shield sleeves, and I've noticed over time the backing texture has gotten better and better over time. This motion, which is kind of hard to catch on this camera with this bright, vibrant red, but this motion has never felt better. It is incredibly buttery smooth, but not so much that it feels plasticky and fake, which I will say other card sleeve brands sometimes do feel plasticky and fake. These feel thick and durable, and yet they move incredibly easily and incredibly well. And in fact, across the board, these things slide and move really, really well, which means the shuffle feel on these cards, and this is a 60 card deck, is immaculate. The shuffle feel feels incredible. I am not a great shuffler by any means. It is not my forte. It is not my strength. but these sleeves help me feel better at shuffling, and they give just an incredible overall fan and feel when I'm shuffling, and I don't feel like I have to really jam them down. It kind of just pushes them out, and then they slide together relatively easily. So if you're looking for a superior shuffle feel, these are honestly some of the best that I've ever used. And again, they're just the dual mats. My flabbers were gasted by this singular pack of cards, and in fact, I thought I got lucky. I thought I just got a really good pack, so this is actually the second one. I went to the store and I bought another one, and yeah, spoiler alert, they're really good. And they were consistent enough for me to buy 2 different packs from 2 different locations and 2 different distributions, and they are just smooth as silk. The edges, by the way, the corners, aren't nearly as pokey as they used to be, and the edges on the sides are incredibly just smooth, durable on that seal, but they don't like cut into your hand at all. Fantastic. This is what I was going to make the video about. These sleeves right here, and why you should go out and try them, because they are some of the best dual mat sleeves I've ever seen. By the way, if you don't know, I should have probably led with this. Dual mat, what does that mean? Dual mat means that on one side, you've got the color of your choice, yes? On the other side, they've gone and they've placed this black background, meaning that you're never going to get the possibility of seeing through, like some translucency, the seeing through the card sleeve to possibly be able to see a marked card on the back. Cheating is really not possible with these sleeves. By the way, look at how easy these sleeve. That's fantastic. They just pop right in. That is a double sleeve. This is a double sleeve 60 card deck. This is my Kano deck. And it's fantastic. These are really good. I was going to make this video just strictly about these sleeves and why you should perhaps go consider them and try them out. And then Dragon Shield actually sent me something. So for those that don't know, Dragon Shield has been in the sleeve business and the TCG business for 25 years. It's their 25-year anniversary. So they sent over to celebrate some commemorative anniversary special edition sleeves. Now you can buy these normally with this art normally on the shelf already, but these are the 25-year anniversary sleeves, as you can see right here, 25 years. And so these came to me in the mail right before I went on a trip. And interestingly enough, these are foil sleeves. So they have a subtle foiling to them, almost like a cold foil effect, if you understand what that means. And I thought to myself that these were going to sort of just be, and forgive me, Dragon Shield, for thinking this, but I thought that these were just going to be sort of like a fun little gimmick, like a little side thing, a commemorative piece that everyone would kind of go, oh, that's a fun little collector's piece, and then not necessarily enjoy the use of these sleeves. I was so wrong. I was incredibly wrong about both of these. And I think part of it is because of the foiling. But I have to show you. Okay, so I have one of my other decks sleeved up here. This is a 40 card double sleeved deck, okay? And these are, ooh, little fleck of dust there. I just cleaned my office. There we go. These are the foil sleeves. Now, the foiling on this one is a bit more subtle, and my camera is not doing the best job of capturing it. In person, it's a little bit better, particularly at this angle that I have right now. The foiling looks a little bit better. But I actually prefer that it's not like super gaudy, because the gaudier you go with the foiling on sleeves, if you've ever seen foil sleeves, the gaudier you go, the more gummy the sleeves actually feel. But these, I don't know if you've ever opened a box of sleeves before, but if you have opened a box of sleeves and they come out and they're a little bit curved or curled, that's like normal for the boxes that I buy and open. These came out perfectly straight. In fact, I believe they're still in the box. Look, you can actually see. These were the Emperor sleeves that I sleeved up this deck with. They're the Dragon Shield like custom like print. So like the ones that they make specifically for Flesh and Blood. And, you know, I did use them, so they do have a little bit of a curve to them. But they honestly, they come out kind of looking like this with this print. These are the sleeves and how they look in the actual box. When I opened this, this was a perfect 100, no bend whatsoever set of sleeves. And I think it has something to do with the foiling, because when I actually sleeved these up, they are literally straight as a board. This is an almost all foil deck. In fact, it might just be an all foil deck. Like every card in this is foil basically. except for like 2 or 3. And some of these foils do have a bit of a curl to them. Not anymore. Not anymore. These things are literal straight as an arrow, and that is a massive, massive achievement and feat. It is bonkers. Now, I thought to myself, well, that's really cool because I sleeved this up, and this was like a perfect straight sleeved deck. But the thing that really kind of made me pause was whether or not they would shuffle well with this whatever texture they did on the back to create this foiling. And again, I was blown away because these things shuffle, I would say, just as well as the sleeves I was looking at over there. The dual matte kind of fury red sleeves. These shuffle so well. Now, I will say the feel is different. This feels a little bit more like it has a matte textured back, even though I believe they say the same thing. They say matte textured back. These ones feel a lot smoother. The reds feel a lot smoother, a lot like less textured on the back, which you can see the texture there. It's a stippling, kind of like a thinner orange peel, perhaps. These feel a little bit more textured. They feel as though they move a little bit more, almost papery, but not in an unpleasant way. They feel quite nice. They shuffle really well. And again, with a double-sleeved deck like this, they are straight as a board. And the shuffle is really, really solid. I thought to myself, maybe I got lucky and just got an extra, great pack of sleeves in, commemoration of 25 years. So I got out the Starry Night version. And these are better. The Starry Night version is better. By the way, the Starry Night, you can actually see the foiling on a little bit more. You see that? Which is really, really cool looking. It's subtle, and this one it pops a little bit more, especially in person. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit of shine, those are very cool. And again, I just sleeved up a 60 card deck. This is double sleeved as well. And they are just literal straight as an arrow. The edges are easy and, not offensive to touch, right? That's really good. It's smooth on the side, and the shuffle feel, just fantastic. It does hold a little bit more, unlike those which just falls right in. So if you're looking for something that is perfectly smooth, this one is less. This brand, or not brand, this make with the foiling is a little bit less so, but it is crisp, perhaps is a better way to describe it. I'm a sommelier of sleeves. Call me a sleeve sommelier, that's what I am. They shuffle really, really well. Again, I'm not a very good shuffler, but the fan is just perfect. The other thing that I've noticed old school Dragon Shield sleeves do is when you do this, where you put the points together, you would get a lot of popping, right? Because the points would bend and catch, but they don't do that. And the best part, I haven't even, as I squeeze it poorly, the best part about this though, and I didn't even talk about this, this is the size of the sleeve. Compare this. I should just get like a white one. Here's a normal Dragon Shield sleeve size. I should have led with this. I can't believe I buried the lead so hard. I might have to just redo the entire freaking video because this is the best part. Here's a normal Dragon Shield sleeve. This is one of their Flesh and Blood sleeves, right? And you can see how high up it goes past the card, right? Here's their 25-year anniversary sleeve. They take just that subtle bit, and there's it perfectly lined up. You can see it. They take that subtle bit off. See it? Just that tiny bit means that the card sits basically like one of those katanas from earlier. You can see they line up essentially perfect. Katana's a little tinier, a little smaller. It's hard to see at this angle. But in my opinion, this is just enough. They take off just enough for this to create such a pleasant sleeving feeling. Like, I enjoyed putting this deck into these sleeves because when I was either taking the card out or putting the card in, you don't have to crumple the top as much. It's like the right fit. So you don't have like just jam things together and the top maybe bends a little bit and then you worry that it's going to eventually scuff or bend too much and you're going to have to swap that sleeve out. It's just great. Like, these are probably the best sleeves that Dragon Shield has ever made. Arguably the best that they've ever made. The only downside to these sleeves The literal only downside to their 25-year anniversary is that it only comes in these arts right now. I am desperately hoping that Dragon Shield will do this finish, even with the foiling, because I think the foiling actually contributes to how straight the sleeves are coming out of the box. I hope that they do this finish with art sleeves going forward. Heck, if they can do that finish with these, or even just like the shortening with this, these dual mats, these red dual mats that shuffle so well as well, I am in. I am so in, it's not even funny. These are fantastic. So if you're looking for your own unicorn perfect deck sleeves, these are fantastic options. Because I will say all three of them blew my mind a little bit, both with how they shuffled in this case, and then how they improved just ever so slightly and ever so subtly on things like this top ridge and the overall straightness of the cards. Big fan, big fan. If you're looking for card sleeves, this is the place to go, in my opinion. I think for the price and for what you're getting, best on the market. And there's a reason Dragon Shield's been in it for 25 years. It is the best of the best. So if you want more stuff like this where I talk about what I use, what I like, let me know in a comment below. Make the number go slightly up, and you can hang out with me more, and we can talk about card sleeves. As always, thanks for watching.